The theater is alive with energy. Cameras pan across the audience, people of all ages leaning forward in their seats, waiting for the next act on America's Got Talent. Suddenly, the giant curtains part, and two figures walk out under the bright stage lights, a father and son duo from Manila. The boy, no older than 11 or 12, holds his father's hand tightly. The father, in his late 30s or early 40s, wears a modest button-down shirt and slacks. Nothing flashy, just simple clothing that reflects his humble background. His slightly nervous smile shows that he's not used to stages this big. The son, in contrast, has a spark in his eyes. Though he's young, there's a mixture of nervousness and excitement in his expression. He grips the microphone with both hands, glancing at his father for reassurance. Simon Cowell leans forward, squinting as he asks in his iconic, curious tone. "Tell us who you are, and why you're here today." The father clears his throat and answers softly, his accent carrying traces of his Filipino roots. "We are from Manila, we sing together at home. Today, we want to share our music with the world, and maybe, if we are lucky, change our lives." The crowd immediately softens. There's something authentic about them, something unpolished yet genuine. Heidi smiles warmly, Sophia nods, and even Simon, known for his sharp remarks, tilts his head, sensing something special. The backing track begins. The spotlight focuses on the boy. His young voice flows out, clear, angelic, filled with emotion. The first few notes send chills across the audience. People glance at each other in disbelief. No one expected such purity from someone so young. Just as the crowd adjusts, the father joins in. His deeper, soulful voice wraps around his son's like a warm blanket. The two harmonize beautifully, one voice mature and weathered, the other youthful and pure. Together, they create a sound that feels both nostalgic and fresh, like two souls speaking in song. The audience begins to cheer louder. Some start clapping in rhythm, and others whisper, "Wow, they're incredible." By the first chorus, people rise to their feet, unable to contain their excitement. Simon leans forward, elbows on the desk, watching intently. His usual poker face softens, there's something in his eyes, perhaps he's remembering his own bond with his son. Sophia puts a hand on her chest, visibly moved. Heidi mouths, "Beautiful." Howie smiles and nods, already impressed. As the music builds, the duo grows more confident. The father relaxes, his voice steady and powerful, while the boy beams as he sings, clearly gaining courage from the crowd's energy. Their voices, though different, blend into a harmony so seamless it feels like destiny. By the end of the first verse, the entire auditorium is captivated. It's no longer just a talent show performance, it's a father and son sharing their story of love, resilience, and hope through music. The audience senses it. This is not ordinary. This is the start of something unforgettable. The song flows into its middle section, and the tempo softens. The father steps back slightly, giving his son the spotlight. The boy clutches the microphone tighter and begins his solo. His voice trembles at first, but then it soars, higher, stronger, more emotional with every line. The spotlight narrows on him, casting a glow that makes him look almost angelic. The audience holds their breath. His voice isn't just technically good, it carries raw emotion, like he's singing from his heart rather than just his throat. Every note tells a story. His eyes shimmer, and though he's young, there's a maturity in the way he delivers each line. The camera pans to the father. He doesn't sing for these few bars, instead, he watches his son with pride so deep that his lips tremble. His eyes glisten, reflecting the stage lights. He's not just proud of his son's talent, he's proud of his courage, proud of the moment they're sharing together. Then, as the song swells, the father joins back in. His voice enters low, almost like a whisper, then rises with power. The contrast between their tones is breathtaking, the father's weathered depth carrying years of struggle, and the son's brightness carrying the hope of the future. The harmony hits hard. It feels less like music and more like a conversation in song, a father telling his son, "I'm here with you," and the son replying, "I'm proud to stand beside you." In the audience, emotions spill over. A woman in the front row wipes her tears. Sophia leans over to Heidi and whispers, "This is magic." Heidi nods, holding her hand over her heart. Howie shakes his head in amazement. The father and son lift their voices together as the music builds toward the climax. Their voices intertwine, growing stronger and stronger until the entire theater vibrates with their energy. By now, the audience is standing, clapping in rhythm, cheering them on as if willing them to keep singing forever. And then comes the final note. They hold it, long, powerful, full of passion. The father raises his son's hand into the air as if declaring victory, and together they belt out the closing sound, voices locked in perfect unity. The music stops. For a moment, there's silence. Then the theater erupts, screams, applause, standing ovation. People stomp their feet, clap furiously, shout their love. The father trembles, overwhelmed by the response. The boy looks stunned, his mouth open in disbelief, before breaking into the biggest smile of his life. He throws his arms around his father, who embraces him tightly. The stage is now filled with love, joy, and the undeniable power of family. The audience is still on its feet, cheering and clapping wildly. The golden lights of the theater bounce across the confetti-ready rafters. The father and son duo are still catching their breath, their hearts pounding after giving everything they had on stage. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, his arms crossed. But this isn't his usual skeptical pose, it's reflective. His eyes soften, and for once, he looks almost emotional. He waits for the cheers to die down, then leans into the microphone. I've been on this show for a long time, Simon begins, his voice steady but gentler than usual. And I don't think I've ever seen a connection like this between a father and son. What you did tonight, it wasn't just singing. It was love, it was truth, and it was unforgettable. The audience roars in agreement. The boy looks up at his father, his face glowing with pride. The father mouths the words, "Thank you." Simon glances at the other judges. Heidi is still clapping, her eyes shining with admiration. Sophia nods vigorously, beaming at the pair. Howie gives them a big thumbs up. Then Simon does something he doesn't do lightly, he reaches forward with both hands and slams the golden buzzer. The entire theater explodes in joy. The familiar golden confetti bursts from the rafters, raining down on the father and son like a shower of dreams. The audience screams even louder, many waving their arms in the air, chanting. On stage, the father falls to his knees, completely overcome. He covers his face with both hands, sobbing uncontrollably. The boy, shocked and thrilled, drops to hug his father tightly. They cry together, not just from the victory but from the sheer weight of the moment, the years of struggle, the long journey from Manila, and the dream that suddenly feels real. Simon stands up, something he rarely does, and claps for them, smiling warmly. This gesture alone shows how much the performance touched him. The other judges stand too, applauding with genuine joy. The father lifts his son into his arms as golden confetti swirls around them. The boy laughs through tears, raising one hand to wave at the crowd, while his other arm clings tightly to his father's neck. The audience can't stop cheering, chanting their names, celebrating their victory. Backstage, their family and friends scream and cry as they watch the golden buzzer moment unfold on the monitor. Even Terry Crews, the host, is emotional, clapping and shouting, "Yes! Yes! This is what AGT is all about." The music swells as the cameras zoom in on the father and son, bathed in golden light, tears streaming down their faces. They are no longer just contestants, they're a story, a memory, a moment in history. That golden buzzer didn't just send them to the live shows, it validated their dream. It proved that love, music, and family can conquer even the toughest challenges. It was a performance that would be replayed for years, inspiring millions around the world. And in that golden rain, one thing was clear, this father-son duo from Manila had changed their lives forever.